What if Deku joined Team JPDE? Chapter 20. Bella's Insanity. Sunday. Day 63. I'm so not prepared for this, David said. David was in Vale by himself as he was going to meet Bella. He had his scroll on a call with his teammates. As a directly involved party, I inform you that you're way too young to start having performance issues, David Evelyn said. Maybe he needs a defragmentation, Penny asked. What, David said. What indeed? A vacation. What a silly lapsus, Penny said, and then hiccuped. Ignore them, David. You'll be fine, Deku said. You should probably get off your scroll, David. We'll always be close by, don't worry, Jack said. Thanks, but it's not my physical health I'm worried about, David said. David, just relax. If you think about how you can screw up, Deku said. Self-fulfilling prophecy, David said. You don't have to get all the answers to everything today, silly. Just make one step at a time. As always, Evelyn said. I can understand you may be restless after Professor Peach's lesson. But you need to pace yourself, Penny said. I just want to understand, David said. Moo. Finding out that you're not even a year old didn't bother you this much, Evelyn said. I know, right? I feel kind of silly. Anyway. She's here. Wish me luck, David said. Bella then met up with David. Hi. Big brother, Bella said. Hi Bella. How are you, David asked. I'm alright, thank you. And you, Bella asked. I'm fine, David said. So, shall we go? I'd like to have some ice cream today, Bella said. Ice cream sounds good, David said. I know a place, Bella said. Howard was currently in Vale out of a bar called Crowbar. And I have to admit she's got a point, Howard said. Indeed she does, Weza said. So, are we going to stop this, Howard asked. No, Weza said. May I ask why, Howard asked. The objective has changed, Howard, Weza said. I figured. To what, Howard asked. Right now it's simple interaction, Weza said. Interaction, Howard said. Yes. We are to interact with our target in a number of ways, first of which is, of course, Bella's little playdates. And the fallout that will follow, Weza said. Weza. Did the priorities shift, Howard asked. Always so perceptive, Howard said. The flame is now less important than the container, Howard asked. His semblance would hasten our plans, but, no. To determine his importance, we need more data. Which is why we need to expose the subject to multiple stimuli, Weza said. And what if he dies in the process, Howard asked. Then my theory about him was wrong and the boss still gets the flame. Either way, win-win, Weza said. Bella and David had gone to the market and got some ice cream. It's good, isn't it, Bella asked. Very much. Thanks for showing the place to me, Bella, David said. Oh, you're very welcome, Bella said. David was starting to wonder why Bella wasn't throwing herself at him and not saying anything weird. Bella, is something wrong, David asked. Huh? What do you mean, big brother, Bella asked. Well. You're acting more controlled than usual. I was wondering if maybe something was worrying you, David said. So you noticed. There's nothing wrong, big brother. I just wanted to show you that I can be a good girlfriend. I know I can be a bit overbearing at times. And maybe impulsive. But I wanted to show you that. For you. I can control myself, Bella said. I very much appreciate it, Bella. Thanks. I'm really enjoying myself, David said. You are, Bella asked. Yes. Spending time with you, doing normal stuff instead of, well, what we did so far whenever we met each other. I really like this. Thanks for being so thoughtful, Bella, David said. Big brother. Big brother, I was thinking, Bella said. What is it? David asked. Would you like to come see our apartment? Bella asked. Evelyn had been listening in on David's and Bella's conversation. That little minx, Evelyn said. What is it, Evelyn? What did she say? Penny asked. She invited him back to her place, Evelyn said. Really? That's great, Jack said. What do you mean that's great? Propositioning my boyfriend like. Sorry, I mean our boyfriend like that, Evelyn said. I really doubt David wants to take her up on that offer, but finding out where they are staying is a great opportunity for us, Deku said. Indeed. But before that, there's something else to take care of, Penny said. You mean the place where you're staying at with Thiller and Howard and Weza? David asked. Wait, how do you know about Weza? Big brother, Bella asked. Well, David said. Oh, who cares? He's out of the house anyway, Bella said. He is? David asked. Yes, and so are Thiller and Howard. It would just be you and me, Bella said. So, I don't have to worry about anyone wanting to kidnap me? David asked. It wouldn't be even if they were there, Big brother, Bella said. As David and Bella went to her apartment, Penny, Deku and Evelyn had gone to stop Thiller from following, who had been also watching over David and Bella. Well, you were actually right, Penny. Here she is, Evelyn said. There was a very high chance of her being close by, considering her display of her protectiveness for Bella, Penny said. Move, Thiller said. Nah, Evelyn said. I won't say it a third time, move, Thiller said. And we won't say no a third time either, Deku said. Thiller, it's alright. David won't be giving in to Bella's precocious propositions, Penny said. That's exactly the problem, Thiller said. Huh? What does that? Penny asked. Thiller then attacked the three. Bella and David had now arrived at the apartment. Rent on this must be high, David said. I don't know about that. But money has never been a problem, Bella said. Really? Where does it come from? David asked. I don't really know. It's something to do with dust, but I don't really care about the details. Let me show you around, Bella said. Sure, David said. David made sure to leave the front door ajar so that the others could get in. The two were now out on the balcony. Wow, I didn't realize we were so high up, David said. At night it's even better. You can see all the lights of Main Street and it's so peaceful, Bella said. Sounds romantic, David said. It kinda is, yes. Although I've never watched the scenery with anyone. Well, except Thiller, but she doesn't count, Bella said. About Thiller, I was wondering. What's your relationship like? David asked. Me and Thiller. Why do you want to know? It's not important, Bella said. Of course it is. It's one of your relationships, David said. Huh? What do you mean, big brother? Bella asked. Jack then entered the apartment. Great job, partner. Hopefully Deku, Evelyn and Penny can keep Thiller occupied, Jack thought. Dates are supposed to be occasions to discover more things about each other, no? And your relationships with the people around you are important parts who you are, David said. So? Big brother wants to know more about me, Bella said. So? Who's Thiller to you? David asked. To tell the truth, big brother. I don't really know, Bella said. You don't know? Meaning you can't put into words? David asked. Not exactly. If I had to describe her, I'd call her an obsessive, bothersome, but useful extra limb, Bella said. That's not exactly flattering, David said. For as long as I can remember, she's always been there, Bella said. For as long as you can remember. You mean since you were born? David asked. I don't remember the first years of my life. In my first memory, Thilla is already there, Bella said. So? You grew up together? David asked. In a sense. She's only a few years older than me, after all, Bella said. Maybe she thinks of you as a little sister. She seems protective of you, David said. That's what I meant by bothersome. Big sisters are no good anyway, Bella said. Big sisters are no good? David asked. They always let you down in the end. But you'll never let me down, will you, big brother? Bella asked. Bella. What exactly do you expect from me? David asked. I want you to come with me, Bella said. Come with you? You mean you want me to come to your group willingly? David asked. It'll be okay. I won't let them hurt you. With you by my side, no one will ever be able to hurt us again. No one on Remnant, Bella said. Bella, who wants to hurt you? David asked. With my semblance and yours, big brother. Not even the boss could tell us what to do, Bella said. You know about my semblance? David asked. Howard told us. And that's when I understood that we're made for each other. Your semblance that lets you share your aura. And my semblance that gets more powerful the more aura I possess. It's fate. You're who I've always wished for, Bella said. Your semblance? David asked. Should I show you the rest of the house? I've only showed you the balcony so far, silly me, Bella said. Yeah. I guess we're going back inside, David shouted. Why are you shouting? Bella asked. There was a truck passing by below. I thought it would be too noisy, David said. Big brother, you're so silly, Bella said. Penny, Evelyn and Deku had been struggling to fight Thilla. Hey. Teammates of mine, Evelyn said. Yes, Evelyn, Penny asked. Is it me? Or is she getting faster? And faster? And faster, Evelyn asked. She is, Deku said. You had no chance of keeping me here forever, Thilla said. We'll see about that, Deku said. But you delayed me here long enough. And for that, I'll never forgive you, Thilla said. Deku then used Black Whip to wrap up Thilla. This did nothing to stop her. She ran at Penny and Evelyn with incredible speed, also pulling Deku off his feet. Penny and Evelyn were barely able to dodge Thilla, though the same couldn't be said for Deku. Deku crashed into the girl, bringing them all to the ground. Ow 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 ow. I barely reacted to her in time, Evelyn said. I wish could have reacted fast enough to disengage Black Whip, sorry, Deku said. Gee. I don't think I've ever seen someone move so fast. Not even you, Deku. Wait. No, I have, Penny said. Hey. Who do you mean? Deku asked. Jack, Penny said. You're right, but what does this have to do with her? I'll explain later. Right now we should get up, Penny said. I don't know. I kind like to position I'm in, Evelyn said. What do you? Deku said. Deku then noticed where his hands were. His left hand had gone under her shirt and was touching one of her large boobs, while his right hand was up Penny's skirt on her butt. Evelyn. Not the time, Deku shouted. I like where your hand is, Penny said. Not you too, Deku shouted. Meanwhile, Jack was currently hiding in the bathroom. Can't believe crouching behind the couch worked. Thank the gods Bella isn't exactly aware of her surroundings. And now I'm hiding in the bathroom. If it wasn't a serious situation, Jack said. Bella, no. Get off, David shouted. Partner, Jack asked. A few minutes earlier Bella had taken David into her room. And this is my room, Bella said. It's nice, but it doesn't really have any signs of you living here, you know. I guess you're not a poster and stuffed toys kind of girl, are you? David asked. Bella didn't respond. Hello. Remnant to Bella, David asked. We're finally here, Big Brother, Bella said. Bella, David asked. Big Brother, Bella said. Bella then pushed David onto her bed. What the? Bella, David shouted. I'm sorry, Big Brother. I've never. Let me help you with that, Bella said. Let go of my jacket. No, David said. This is enough, right? It's enough, Bella said. Bella, no. Get off, David shouted. With this, I will. Things will finally change, Bella said. Bella, what the fuck are you doing? David shouted. This is how your semblance works, right? We need to do this before, right? Bella asked. What? David said. At the match, I noticed. You had the same eyes as that harlot. And then you could foresee the beret bitch's movements, like the bunny hoarded to Howard. That was your semblance, Bella said. I don't, David said. Oh, Big Brother. We'll be so strong. We'll be so free, Bella said. Bella, I said no. Get off. Don't touch me. No. Bella, I don't want this, David shouted. Jack then burst in. What? Bella said. Get away from him, you bitch, Jack shouted. Why? Why must you always get in the way, you useless whore? Bella shouted. Thilothy appeared in a flash, knocking Bella out cold. Leave, Belinda. You and your partner, Thilla said. You don't need to tell us twice, Jack said. My sentiments exactly, David said. David quickly grabs his jacket before he and Jack quickly left. I didn't make it in time. I'm sorry, Bella, Thilla cried. Team Jade had returned to their dorm room. David was in the shower, he could still feel her hands over his body. David then exited the bathroom to see Jack and Penny in the main room. So? That sucked, David said. How are you feeling, David? Penny asked. I'm not okay. But I will get there, David said. This is all my fault, Jack said. Jack, no, Penny said. Partner, don't even try to take the blame for this, David said. I'm your leader, partner. Who else should? Jack asked. We kind of all agreed on this plan, stupid. I knew there was going to be some risk involved when I agreed. Granted, not in my wildest dreams did I think she would try to sexually assault me, but who the hell could have foreseen it? That girl is twisted. This wasn't anyone else's fault but hers, David said. Alright. Then, might you try and get this through someone else's skull? Jack asked. You mean Penny? David asked. Jack shakes her head and points to the balcony. David sees a figure huddled over in a corner hugging his knees. And where is Izuku? David asked. In the kitchen, Penny said. Is he like Evelyn? David asked. No. He's not as upset as Evelyn. Not that doesn't mean, Penny said. Penny, I think he understands what you meant, Jack said. He's just sitting at the table, Penny said. Okay. I'll deal with our resident Bun Bun. Penny, can you deal with Izuku? David asked. Affirmative, Penny said. David then went out onto the balcony. Was it for nothing? Penny asked. No. It wasn't. I managed to get something from the apartment. Also, there's something extra I caught, Jack said. About Thilla? Penny asked. How do you know? Jack asked. Her semblance gave me a hint. But we should discuss this later with everyone present, Penny said. Penny then entered the kitchen. She saw Deku sitting on a chair at the table, his elbows were on the table and his hands were on his forehead. Hey. Izuku? Penny said. Hello, Penny, Deku said. You know full well this wasn't your fault or any of us, Penny said. I know. But we still played a part, Deku said. What do you mean? Penny asked. We delayed Thilla from stopping Bella before it was too late, Deku said. But we couldn't have possibly known that Bella was going to do that. We all thought that Thilla would break up the date and stop us from getting any information, or even kidnap David right then and there, Penny said. That may be truth, but what exactly does that change, Deku said. Nothing, Penny said. And we made jokes about it and said he'd be alright, Deku said. We didn't plan for this kind of outcome. It was just supposed to be a date, Penny said. I wish I could have taken his place, Deku said. No. Don't say that. You should not think that. No one should want to be sexually assaulted for someone else, Penny said. Not that. David told us how strong she was despite her size. If I was in his place, I could have kept her off, Deku said. Shut up, Penny yelled. Penny, Deku asked. There's no way to tell if you would be strong enough. Thilla was too fast for you. So, what's to say Bella wasn't stronger than you, Penny said. I hate how right you are, Deku said. Well, we can't have that, can we, Penny said. Penny then kissed Deku on the lips. I love you, Penny, Deku said. I love you too, Izuku, Penny said. Penny and Deku then entered a period of kissing and cuddling. A while later everyone got ready for bed. It was decided that David would sleep alone in Evelyn's bed for tonight, while Penny, Deku and Evelyn slept in the double bed. During the night Deku felt something on his body. At this point in time he knew it was Evelyn. Evelyn. Please. Now is not the, Deku said, opening his eyes. Deku was met with the sight of Evelyn's full naked body. Evelyn was grinding and bouncing on Deku, making her boob jiggle. Time, Deku said. Evelyn then bent down, shoving her lips on Deku's. I want you to fuck me. Fuck me till my brain is mush, Evelyn said through the kisses. Evelyn shoved her tongue down Deku's mouth. Deku tried to speak, but he couldn't. Deku also couldn't breathe and was slowly running out of air. He had to think of something to stop her. He then remembered that Evelyn rabbit ears were very sensitive. He then quickly and firmly grabbed Evelyn's ears, stopping her from kissing him, but it caused her to let out a loud moan. Realizing what had happened, Deku quickly removed his hands from her ears while Evelyn covered her mouth. Hey. What's the big deal with grabbing my ears? Evelyn asked. What's the deal with you wanting me to fuck your brains out? Deku asked. Oh. I'm so sorry, Evelyn said. Is this about what happened? Deku asked. Partly. Honestly, I just want to feel good and forget this day, Evelyn said. That's understandable, I guess, Deku said. The second part is that I'm tired of waiting for you to be ready. Now, I know I shouldn't be saying this considering what just happened, but I want you. I want to make love to the sweet and cute, but also ripped as hell boyfriend I fell in love with, Evelyn said. I may have put that of a bit too far, sorry, Deku said. No. It's fine. I'm just a horny bunny, that's all, Evelyn said. You are much more than just a horny bunny. You're also a smoking hot sexy bunny, Deku said. Or. So does that mean we can, Evelyn asked. No, Deku said. But why? Don't you want my big tits around your cock and using my mouth to make you come on my face and tits and then you grab hold of my fat plumply ass and thighs as you fuck me, silly, Evelyn asked. Well. Why, that does sound very enticing. As my body is clearly showing. I'm not comfortable doing here with the others, Deku said. But me and David have been doing it here. You must have heard us. What's so different from listening to making the noise, Evelyn asked. But a first time is supposed to be special and intimate. You didn't fuck David on the dance floor at the club, did you? Deku asked. No, I guess you have a point. So if we end up alone together, you'll do me, Evelyn asked. In our room or a suitable alternative? Yes, Deku said. Good enough for me. But for now, Evelyn said. Evelyn then latched her lips into Deku's. Deku gave in and kissed Evelyn back. As the two passionately kissed each other, Evelyn moved Deku's hands around her body. "Just giving you a teaser for the best time of your life," Evelyn said. End of chapter 20.